on you, Mr. Garrett. I baptized Billy. Now I buried him. Yes, he was an outlaw and a sinner. But you were his friend. He trusted you.
Who's really buried in that grave, Pat?
No one will ever know. You should have been at least 100 miles away from here by this time.
Man doesn't get to attend his own funeral very often.
No. You stick around here long enough for somebody to see you, and you'll be attending mine.
Well, I won't be eating these any longer, Pat.
Remember, that's a promise.
The people here have a right to vote as they see fit.
This is an empire. My empire, and I intend to keep it that way.
An empire for your killers and your outlaws.
Good day, Miss Ellie.
I've heard men say that west of Texas there's no law but Jefferson Morgan. Well, they're wrong. It's the law of God. You've chosen to defy that law. Why, you and your kind, you're a plague, not only in the eyes of God, but in the eyes of men.
You've got a lot of courage, preacher. But if I were you, I'd keep my nose out of politics.
I see you're not carrying a gun.
I don't carry guns.
Billy the Kid carried a gun.
Billy the Kid is dead.
It's strange, Billy, but our destinies are not always in our own hands.
What do you mean by that?
I've called you in here to strap on a gun.
You're crazy.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but maybe this is God's will. You know what those killers are doing in this town?
Damn you, you can't do this. I told you, I'm through with guns and killing. I want to live like a human being, not like an animal. Do you know what it's like to sit up on a bluff? Hungry, cold, miserable, looking at the lights below, behind the windows, where men are at peace in their own kitchens with wives piling food on their plates and kids hollering, no fear of tomorrow, no ugly memory of what happened yesterday. Do you? I've had one thought, one dream, to get out. To have a home and a wife and a kid. This is my chance, the only one I'll ever get. You can't take that away from me.
You recognize these? I took them from your grave to use as a symbol of evil in my services. But now, Billy, you can use them as an instrument for good.
I won't do it, I won't.
There's a time in every man's life when he must face himself. You're at that point now, Billy. The scriptures tell us it's our duty to fight tyranny and oppression. Why, the people of this community, they're like children lost in the wilderness crying out for help. You can't turn your back on them.
I can and I will. This isn't my fight.
All right, Billy. Have it your own way.
Quiet, all of you.
The polls are closed. I don't want to hear any more grumbling. If you don't like what's going on in this territory, you can pack up and get out.
You're nothing but sheep. Don't you realize what you're losing? It may be years before you'll have the chance to break the rule of these outlaws by voting.
All right, clear out, all of you. Go on home.
Just a moment, Morgan. These people are going to get their chance to vote. Put your hands up. Every one of you.
I believe he means what he says. If you figure on doing any serious shooting there, Parson, I'd suggest you cut those guns.
The man you shot down, Mr. Slade, was a minister to all. The guns he was holding when he fell were the only guns he ever touched. The guns he removed from the cross on the grave of a notorious outlaw he once befriended. You once knew that outlaw as Billy the Kid. Only Billy the Kid is not dead. He's here to claim his guns, Mr. Slade.
This way, Slade. Jericho.